how fashion reflected social movements throughout history. Welcome back to Threads and Tunes, where we dive deep into the stories woven into the fabric of our lives. Today, we're exploring a fascinating topic: how fashion has reflected social movements throughout history. From the suffragettes to modern-day activism, clothing has always been more than just a way to cover our bodies. It serves as a powerful medium for expressing beliefs, identities, and societal changes. Let's start with the suffragette movement in the early 20th century. Women fighting for their right to vote took a bold step forward, not only in their activism, but also in their fashion choices. They donned white dresses symbolizing purity, often accessorized with purple and green sashes representing dignity and hope. These outfits were not just about aesthetics, they made a statement. The suffragettes used their attire to challenge the status quo, showcasing their determination and the importance of women's rights. The visual impact of their fashion helped raise awareness and garnered support for their cause. Fast forward to the 1960s, a decade marked by radical change and cultural upheaval. The civil rights movement, alongside the fight for gender equality and the anti-war movement, saw fashion become a critical form of protest. The iconic black berets and leather jackets worn by members of the Black Panther Party communicated strength and solidarity. Meanwhile, the peace sign became a universal symbol, often seen on tie-dye shirts and bell-bottoms worn by the youth advocating for peace during the Vietnam War. Clothing transformed into a canvas for expressing beliefs, and the streets became runways for social change. As we move into the 1980s, the rise of punk culture introduced a rebellious spirit that directly challenged societal norms. The punk movement used fashion as a form of resistance against mainstream culture. Ripped jeans, leather jackets, and spikes were not just clothing, they represented defiance and individuality. Bands like the Sex Pistols and The Clash helped popularize this look, turning fashion into a loud statement against political and social injustices. The DIY ethos of punk fashion encouraged people to express themselves authentically, further embedding fashion into the narrative of social movements. In the 1990s, we witnessed the rise of grunge, a style that emerged from the underground music scene. Bands like Nirvana and Pearl Jam influenced not just musical tastes, but also fashion choices. Baggy flannel shirts and combat boots became symbols of disillusionment and a rejection of consumerism. Grunge was more than a trend. It was a voice for a generation grappling with issues like economic disparity and identity crises. Fashion became a way to communicate feelings of angst and rebellion, resonating deeply with youth culture at the time. Fast forward to the present day, and we see the resurgence of activism through fashion in movements such as Black Lives Matter and climate action. T-shirts bearing powerful slogans have become staples in protests, uniting people around common causes. Brands are now more socially conscious than ever, using their platforms to promote messages of inclusivity and sustainability. Collaborations with activists and artists have transformed fashion into a powerful vehicle for change, proving that what we wear can indeed reflect our values and beliefs. As we explore these moments in history, it's clear that fashion is not merely about style. It serves as a reflection of the times, a way to communicate, and a tool for social change. Each era has its own unique narrative, showcasing how clothing can embody the spirit of a movement and inspire generations to come. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the history of fashion and its connection to social movements. If you enjoyed this exploration, please give us a thumbs up and share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to Threads and Tunes for more engaging content that dives into the stories behind the styles we love. Until next time, keep weaving your own narrative through fashion.